guide you where the lost begin. Whispers calling soft through the night, messages shining in the candlelight. Tarot speaks with the silver rhyme, echoes of souls beyond our time. Hands on the table, hearts open wide, I'll read the signs from the other side. Loved ones reach through the stars to say their words are here, not far away. Step through the veil, don't be afraid. Their voices linger, their touch convey. Come for a reading, let truth arise. Hear the whispers from the...
Okay, so this is a personal reading, but because I had trouble with the creator mode and being able to send it to this person through their email, I am having this posted onto my YouTube page. So if this is not for you, you're more than welcome to just click off and go watch something else, unless you're interested in seeing how I do my personal readings. Because this is going on to my page, I'm not going to say this person's name. So as I go through the letters, I'll give you the meanings to the letters in your name and do the entire breakdown for you that way. But I won't be saying your name or date of birth. So if this is for you, you should just know what I'm talking about. When we get to the tarot cards, there is some information that came out the other day when I did the reading, and it did make me a little bit hesitant on wanting to send it, just because I didn't get to talk to you about the information that comes out, how personal it can get, and if that is something you want to receive or not. So I am going to go on ahead and let you know what that information was, but I'm also going to re-pull cards for you today. What you should know is the reason why it takes so long is, yes, you gave me permission to do the reading for you, but because I did in-depth reading, really pulling into your name instead of just quick on the spot tarot, it's a little bit more personalized. Out of respect, I do wait until I get a nudge or a go ahead to move forward outside of your permission. If I don't get that nudge or go ahead, then I'll ask again, and if I still don't get it, I don't do it. So it took about 2 days for me to get that nudge, and then that's when I began. When I recorded this the first time, it was a little bit over an hour. Since it's the second round, hopefully I'll get it out a little bit faster, but considering I'm going to re-pull cards for you again, it might hit around about there. Okay, so again, I'm not going in any specific order with the letters in your name, but I will just call them out and let you know the meaning behind them. If there is multiples of the same letter, I'm only going to say it once. I'm not going to go over it again. And keep in mind the information in this reading for you. It may not specifically obtain info for just you. It could be the energies that you're around daily. So if it does not sound like it's fitting for you, try to think about the people around you and their situations and if it's fitting for them. I can't help that part. Sometimes if it's really important and you're the one that is closest to getting that message for the other people, then it's going to come through on yours. I do want to let you know that there is a passed on loved one. Not sure who they are because I didn't get too personal with that part, just because I didn't get the okay from you when we spoke. But there is somebody that is and continues to pop through on your reading because they did it to me again today. All right, so for the name breakdown, we have J, and it's for independence, okay? One who studies forms of leadership, also means joint, right? So it could be possibly like you're someone that's been to jail before, or you're someone whose house people like to gather at. And it also stands for the one that comes with a smiling face. So you're possibly somebody that is easygoing, laid back, welcoming. Even when you're going through stuff, you try not to be down about it. You try to look for that silver lining in things, to try to, if not you, keep other people around you in the best of spirit. Then we have A, for perfectionist, completes excellent work or has excellent behavior in the beginning. So I found this really funny because it reminds me of people with ADHD or other like hoarders or something like that, where they have intentions set on a specific project, and then their mind goes to another idea and they start another project, and then before you know it, they have like 20 projects that are not finished, but they put 100% of their effort and time into it in the first half of the hours they spent on that. Then we have M for stability, discipline, and strong intuition. And then E stands for possibly good at math. This pops up multiple times in other letters as well. Or has an ear for music. Also is someone who enjoys being outside and can either make others disappear or can make themselves disappear. So what I take from that is you don't like people wasting your time. You don't like people who are not genuine with you. So as soon as you start to catch that from them, you either you disappear, like you don't answer their calls, or you leave a situation early and don't give them a reasoning, or for them to disappear, you'll introduce them to somebody else that is going to occupy their time, so that they don't even have the time to want to get a hold of you. So for I, we have someone who values information and is interested in investigating their soul's identity, and interested in the matrix. You care little about the image of people and more about their mind. So things that really interest you are good intellectual conversations, even things where you have to investigate things together, how something works, or things of the world, whether it be supernatural or natural. The matrix thing, you could possibly believe that a part of us is not so much physical human beings, but maybe a part of a program that our minds are in. That's a common thing about among people who are on a soul's journey. Okay, they're trying to figure out who they are and where they come from. Y is possibly good at mathematics again. So we have the mathematics coming in. Possibly good at dealing with chemical elements. This also comes up again in another letter. So if I was to have done this like early on in your life, I would have told you should have been a chemist or a scientist, because of your interest in wanting to know how things work and why they do what they do. R stands for having a registered trademark from the universe. So you, when I spoke to you, you had told me that you believed you were a chosen one, and because upon your investigation into your spiritual journey, you came across some information that pretty much pointed to things that you have that people are saying chosen ones have. And for that to come out in your name, in a letter in your name, my jaw dropped a little bit, because it's just another way to give you your surety, another confirmation for you. So if I were you, I'd feel good. I'd be excited, walk with a little pep in my step after that one. It also stands for you believe in the right offering. So you believe in always trying to stay in the right mind frame with things, not allowing yourself to go too far off into the abyss, and doing right by people. Possibly you move by order of approximation. So let's just say if you're, you got jobs to do, right? And they're deliveries, your mind, and this would go along with the mathematics thing too, your mind is automatically going to look at your locations, and you're going to move about your deliveries from what is closest to you and then ending with the furthest away. And you do this with people too. So you're going to move about your friends group with the ones that are closest to you. Doesn't have to necessarily be distance. You can use approximation with, emotions, or with, things that they do for you versus what you do for them. I scratch your back, you scratch mine type of thing. N stands for motion. You're going to want to pay attention to this part because this part is when it gets super repetitive, but it also is letting you in on what your actual soul's journey and purpose is here on earth. N stands for motion, cycles, balance, and adaptability. You possibly also suffer from nasal issues. And also it represents the fish. So, you being a Pisces with the N in your name, another confirmation, right? And then it also stands for endings that lead to new beginnings. You're also need to know that nature is good for you. And then you have unconventional approaches to things. So the way that you look at something and view it, whether it be to fix it or to have an idea of what you're going to use it for, is not what the average human being would look at something for. So you have a unique way of going about things that happen in your life. You do need more nature, and that is not the nature outside your home's proximity. You need to go somewhere outside of that area. We have D for stability and structure. So you're going to run by numbers, also dealing with chemical compounds. Your structure and stability in life are going to be your chemical chemistry, the brain's chemical that it makes up, and the chemistry that you have with people are going to be, if you can be aware of that, that's going to be a successful point for you. And then when it says run by numbers, your other thing is going to be a job that allows you to really utilize your skills with numbers. So a salesman, even stock market, maybe a math teacher, things like that. We have P, so passion or power. And this is funny because passion or power, so you have passion that could be good or bad, right? So someone could have a passion for something that creates just like a passion to go beat a certain type of people up, right? Or they have a passion of making their woman feel a certain way, okay? And then the power, this could be you like cars, you like horsepower, right? Or you like control. Then you have phosphorus or pressure. So you're very much internally dealing with good and bad. And in each subject throughout life, you're having to identify what is the good in it and what is the bad in it. What is going to cause an explosion and what is going to ride steady. And then fresh natural air is a trigger for your inner light to glow in the dark. So this is a really cool concept, because coming out of your name, because like Thor and Zeus and all that mythological characters, gods, are very much in the mythology of the stars, right? So for it to say that you're needing fresh air to get that inner light to glow and lead you through the dark is quite fitting, especially for your personality. Your first name, your birth name, it means supplanter. I had no idea what that word meant when I came across it. So when I Googled it, the definition, it came up: someone that takes the place of another, often through force, scheme, or by strategy. And it also stands for the holder of the heel. So it says a brother born and lives a life holding his brother by the heel, deceiving others to take his place. So someone that takes the place of another, often through force, scheming, or strategy. This could be looked at as negative, or it could be looked at as positive, depending on what your motive and intention is behind it. If you're looking to replace someone that is already bad and dark, and whether you have to scheme your way in there to replace the dark with the light, then so be it. But it really matters about the intention behind what it is that you're doing for you to call it good or bad, right? But this is what I found interesting, is the holding the brother by the heel, meaning either you have a twin brother, okay, or you have an older brother. Either way, there's a brother that in age, whether it's a month apart or years apart, this person is slightly older than you, and this person has created or inflated their ego with such confidence, right, that you've become like this shadow. Like every move you go to make, people don't see it, right? Because your brother has created this big, huge shadow, this ego that is just like gigantic, that it covers you. It's like an umbrella over you, so people don't see you. So there are probably throughout your life have been times where you have wanted to take your brother's place, because one, he's either taken an idea from you, and knew people weren't going to pay attention to you when it came to that idea, so he could get away with it. Possibly has taken women from you, or stolen the light within conversations or situations, right? Made you feel inferior at some point or another. The first name, but your the one we call you by, okay? That means friendliness and approachable. Your middle name is wise, protector, counsel, or protection. So when we had that conversation about you watching tarot videos and receiving these messages through the videos that are portraying messages from Archangel Michael and God himself, and you told me that it was kind of hitting a spot for you to where you could believe it, you could see it. With this one, wise, protector, counsel, or protection, I would say, with it coming through your name, I would say it is probably safe to go on ahead and ride that wave. If I was to interpret that with the rest of this, you're borderline like a Cain and Abel with the riding the heels of the brother. So you want to be very careful because that situation can turn deadly, right? If you're not given your time to shine with your abilities. But at the same time, with the middle name, I would say that maybe in a past life, you were possibly a part of the council that made decisions on whether or not people were going to be chosen ones, or people were going to be able to reincarnate their souls, or whether or not, Thor was allowed to, go put his hammer down on somebody. Or you could have in a past life been an archangel that was given an opportunity to reincarnate as a human being to help the light get a hold of the destruction the darkness has been doing. So yeah, I wouldn't say that you are a god, but I would say from the middle name you have been on the council that works very closely with the god or a god. We have your last name. I was about to say it. It is a French origin, and it means tailor or maker of cloth. It also is a known name for French cooks that make beautiful garnishments and have extreme love for potatoes. So I would say there's your creativity there, with the tailor and the making of the cloth. One, you're able to tailor, suit yourself, right, to fit the people you're around. I usually call that a chameleon. But it fits. Tailor, suit yourself, right? And then the maker of cloth, that shows me that with very little resources, your mind is constantly going and calculating that you could probably make something out of nothing with very little material. It also is the surname that was the most successful in working or contributing to sciences, which is funny because math and chemistry came out a lot in the letters in your name, as well as sports and art. So sports doesn't just mean basketball and hockey. Sport could be bow and arrows, medieval times, sword and the horse, whatever. And your crest is a heraldic symbol representing family heritage. So you're very much about your family. Even though you guys may be arguing and stuff, I mean, at the end of the day, that relationship is not being severed no matter what. there is also an eagle head that sits on your crest, and that symbolizes action and nobility. So you're someone who values honest, real, genuine people, but people who also have morals and what do you call it? If you were in office, it would be policies, right? Who really stick by what they say they're about. Now, when we go to your birth date, so in Western astrology, you're the Pisces. In Chinese astrology, you are the wood dragon. I was a little bit jealous here because I'm not the dragon. I'm the snake, but I love the dragon. So I had to look that one up. For Pisces, it's intuitive, compassionate, and creative. And you see that all throughout your name. With the wood dragon, you see the charismatic, energetic, ambitious, strong, and visionary. So to me, if I was to break that up for you, I would say the wood dragon is what you came into in your younger years. And then as you're maturing, growing older into your adult years is when you become the Piscean, right? Right now, the things that you are needing to touch on that in your lifetime this round have not gotten a hold of is your 10th house and your 7th house power. So your 10th house comes down to career, fame, success, and promotion. Okay? Fame does not necessarily mean like a famous person, right? But when I went in the beginning, when I was talking about how your older brother had this shadow, this ego that was really big, right? And was possibly taking your recognition from you, that would fall under the fame. You being able to get a hold of your identity, right? And being able to get a hold of your abilities that you're good at and really perfecting them to where you don't need your ego at all anymore. Your soul and your spirit are just so inflated with the perfection of your light, right? That you're going to shine out that shadow, and you're going to be bigger than what he is and recognized for it. Your 7th house is going to be for you to pay attention to human relations and partnerships and agreements. So there are things that are either happening right now or have happened in the past where certain relationships formed, and they formed out of the blue on you and caught you off guard. There were maybe secret agreements made that you weren't aware of that affected you in a negative way, and left you kind of like astonished as to how could they do that to you. So that's one that you have not been able to get a hold of and really control in this lifetime, as well as marriage. So there are things with the 10th and the 7th house with career, promotions, and then the relationships. There's a balancing, there's an imbalance on the balancing. So your marriages may not work because you're unable to work, right, and make the money, and so the marriage falters. If you're doing good at work, right, that's when you start feeling lonely because you've dove into work, but then you're longing for the partner. You go get the partner, then work suffers. So it's always like a teeter. One is off and one is doing good. When I add up your birth date, we come to 32. 3 plus 2 is 5. That's going to be your life path. The total numbers in your name are 22, or numbers, letters. Total letters in your name are 22. So 22 letters. The angel message for number 32, which would be the total of your birthday, before I break it down to a single digit, It means a sign of support and co-creation, suggesting that you're, or letting you know, okay, that you are not alone on your journey, and the universe is wondering when you're going to realize that it is working with you. The message is also for you to maintain your faith, especially when your partners especially with your partners and you start to feel like your path is unclear. They want you to just trust the process. So 32 is connected to personal growth and enlightenment, which from talking to you, I believe that is what you're coming into now. And realize that there is no it's too late, I'm too old, because sadly enough, some people have to experience certain situations within their life so that they have the knowledge so that they can help other people, and then they get into their journey. So divine timing. Then it says they're suggesting that you're in a period of significant development. Some of your life interpretations signify that there are times where you hit increases on your responsibility, right? And towards yourself and others. So you're spreading yourself too thin, and you're wearing yourself out to where you can't keep the momentum going. And these come in spurts. So, you'll be fine a couple months, you're bored, whatever, you don't feel like you have a whole lot of people in your life, you're wanting to make more friends, you feel like you're doing great at work or making the money, and then boom, all of a sudden you'll get hit with like 5 people from the past, 2 new people that you just met, and then everybody's needing something from you, and you're also needing to do self-care and self-love on yourself as well to re-energize, because you are Pisces. So you're spreading yourself too thin, and then you possibly get sick or irritable, and you're not taking time to rest. So you have a balance issue with your stuff. Angel number 22 for the amount of letters that were in your name. This is about balance. So in order for you to manifest your spiritual wisdom, this is to remind you that you're not too late to still accomplish your goals, which is what I just said, and your dreams through your spiritual and personal growth. Embrace your inner strength and transformation and challenges that you have already been through and that you have gained, and turn them into opportunities to harmonize your life. So that would be the what do you call it? You're able to turn a negative into a positive. So like I said in the beginning, you're somebody that comes with a smile. You see the silver lining in the situation, but you're doing it for other people. You're doing it so other people can stay positive. You need to do it for yourself. An alchemist, you need to alchemize. Your chemistry and math are in your name, full blown. You should have no problem alchemizing anything, to tell you the truth. The power of alchemizing things is so strong in your name breakdown that you could be alchemizing your own company. Then it says for life path 5, it's about lessons and purpose. Okay. So you're somebody that is all about adventure, about freedom, versatility. You're curious and energetic, and you're adaptable. You like nature, and you often seek new experiences. So your mind is open to things, right? And the dislikes for you are routines. You don't like doing the same thing every day. It causes the boredom for you and you feel like you're stagnant. The problem is if you're not going to alchemize your energy to create your own company, you're going to have to be on some type of routine for work, for you to make that money, right? So you have to figure out how to hold a certain job and its hours, but then when you're off, allow yourself to get rid of the routine and just do sporadic shit. You have a fear of commitment, and that commitment causes procrastination, and it leads you to struggle with discipline. Your main challenge here is going to be learning to balance your love life, your freedom, and responsibilities. Your love life is going to make you feel like it's taking your freedom away. And at the same time, it's going to bring in responsibilities for you that is going to not only make it feel like you're losing your freedom, but make you feel like you're suffocating. You are on the Piscean side that is a freedom seeker. Okay, that's what they would call you. Your adventuring is due to strong desires and independence to experience new situations. So in order for you not to feel like you're losing your freedom, I would say you need to go find an adventure seeker as well for a partner. But here's the problem with that. You're going to need to make sure that you both hold the same morals. Because if you find another adventure seeker, you could find that partner seeking adventure with somebody else when you're busy. Okay. So you're going to have to really pick that brain and investigate what the thought process is with the partner. Are there morals there? Are those morals sturdy, or do they just know how to talk? And ride from there. We have, you are highly versatile and can adapt to almost any environment. And you rather thrive with change than fear it. I don't think you're somebody that fears anything too much other than investing your emotions and getting hurt. You're naturally inquisitive. You have a deep desire to learn and explore different angles of life. Okay, so here is your abilities that if you can perfect them, you will be slingshotted straight into your destiny and life purpose. Even if you don't perfect them, but you show the universe that this is the knowledge you obtain on what your abilities are, and you're working towards getting better at them, the universe will still slingshot you to your destiny and purpose. Okay, so your abilities are motivating others, influencing others, and with the influencing, you're really great at selling people beliefs, right? Or the reason why. Okay, so somebody says, well, why? Your intellect, okay, and the way that you file away facts and evidence and things like that is what allows you to coerce somebody, okay, into being or doing something a certain way. What is going to throw you off on that and turn your abilities into a time bomb is your impulsiveness. You have if you don't know it yet, there's a desire there for your new experiences, right? And it can lead to restlessness and impulsive decisions. So let's say you haven't had a new experience in a while and you're needing to save some money for a bill. That impulsiveness and that desire, that urge is so strong in you to go experience something new that you're going to go fuck off your bill money, and you won't regret it until the next day, until after you're done experiencing it, right? And then it puts you into this slump, this depressive slump, because now you're having to wait until you come across money again to fix the last problem. And it could be a continuous cycle where things start to build up on you because of these desires. You're considered an innovator because you are inquisitive. That's your natural nature, and the ability to see things from angles that most people don't look at things. The universe is wanting you to explore the idea of being somebody who comes up with an innovation idea. There's something deep inside you that maybe you have been thinking about for the last decade or so, last 10 years or so. And it's something that you keep shrugging off, whether it's because there's no money to make it happen because you spent it on a desire, or if you really question yourself. But the universe is saying that you are an innovator and you need to go explore that. Also, the courage that you have. You're considered courageous, and the willingness to take on risks and embrace new opportunities and challenges also make you a really good innovator with new ideas for the betterment of humanity. One of the most important lessons that you have been experiencing in life is to learn the true meaning of freedom. And you're going to learn this by embracing discipline, even though you don't like it. You don't like to have to put yourself on a discipline plan and routine, but also committing yourself to that discipline and that routine. Your greatest gift and ability, once you accomplish that discipline and that routine, because that's going to help you with your innovative idea, it's going to create a ripple effect for inspiring others, and the motivation that you're going to have behind it, and the courageousness that it took for you to embrace all of that is going to create a big change for humanity and the people that are going to hear about you. You need to accept that freedom comes not from, okay? Accept that true freedom comes not from a lack of restraints, okay? So it doesn't mean that you can't have discipline, okay, in order to be free. That's not what that means. But that disciplined choices, okay? For you to have disciplined choices and incorporate grounding techniques and activities, as well as building consistency, which is your routine, will gain a sense of stability, will then produce what you need to have for you to go and experience your freedom. So there's a cycle, a running cycle here that you need to get in gear with in order for you to bypass this roadblock you continuously keep hitting. You need to commit to your growth rather than running from one thing to another, one project to another. You need to ask yourself, what are you getting out of this? and how is it helping you grow? If it's taking from you and not adding to you right now in this stage of your life, you need to leave it alone. In this stage of your life, you only need to deal with things that are adding to you. No takers. Your financial abundance is going to come from your freedom. Okay? And so that means you need to be disciplined. You need to have a routine. You need to have strategy a little bit. This is going to come from careers that offer a variety and adventure, such as sales, marketing, travel, entrepreneurship. Your instability comes from the impulsive spending for your adventures. And when you can balance new experiences, responsible financial habits. So you need to maybe make a list of all your new adventures, a bucket list, and then you need to make a list of your finances and figure out maybe how to go from the cheapest to the most expensive instead of sporadically, randomly picking and doing, because it's causing a roller coaster with your finances. You need to force yourself into energy that will bring you more exploration and travel. So that is how it's going to be a win-win situation, is to find a job that is going to give you your new adventure aspect and make your money. So if you're somebody that likes to travel, then maybe you need to look at jobs that incorporate you traveling, like a truck driver or something along those lines. And you need to have the confidence in knowing that you qualify for it, okay? Because if you hold the mark of a chosen one, you technically, and you're an alchemist, you should be able to make it all come true. You just have to have the confidence in yourself. So you need to figure out where your adventure is. Is it with travel? Is it with money? Is it, different states? Like, what is this adventure thing that gets you caught up each time? And you need to find a job that's going to suit that for you so that you can then start to balance that out. You'll make the job pay you for that aspect of your adventure. Sometimes you're gonna need to break your routine and move about spontaneously. So this comes down to paying attention to your energy level. And if you feel stagnant, if you feel like you're at a job where you're unappreciated and you feel like you have really worked and gave this job your all, and you've even got yourself disciplined and on a routine and you're doing good, but no matter what you do, you feel stagnant, that means you need to break it. You need to stop the job. You need to break the routine you got going with the job, and you need to spontaneously switch it up. Find something else. You need to stand strong in your belief. Okay? The universe is recognizing this with you and your belief, and the energy is associated with refusal to compromise. Okay? So it's good. They're saying it's a good time for you to fight for your convictions right now, since you have a problem compromising in relationships. They want you to take that and apply it to your belief. You will need to stay mindful and keep cool, because there is something coming in the near future that is going to test your energy level, right? And depending on how you respond to this is going to be life-changing. If you respond in a negative way, where you're unable to keep your cool and stay disciplined, you are going to hit the next 8 years of an extremely rough patch, okay? If you're able to use discernment and know when you're being tested, and keep your cool and not act out of character when the situation comes to you, you will then experience the universe's gift to you of the next 8 years of abundance. Okay. It says you need to create your own positive vibrations and holding them when others see you positive and try to break you down. So there are people around you right now that you spend your time with, that when they see you happy or they see you come with a smile, they automatically have nothing but negative shit to say, whether it's about you or it's about their own life. The negative energy and what it is they're complaining about, because you're a Piscean, it weighs on you. Okay? So it's like they're vomiting out the mouth their emotions, but they're handing it to you to carry. And what that does is brings your vibration down, your happy mood down, and it starts to put you into a suppressed mode and bring upon easier ways to control you, easier ways to get you depressed, easier ways to kind of just nicely slide you out of a position. So you need to be mindful when this is happening, and when people are being negative towards you, right? You need to tell yourself, oh, hey, this is what my reading was saying, is I need to be mindful. This person's a negative Nancy. And talk to yourself in the brain and just, but keep telling yourself, don't take this on. They're just trying to throw me off. It's very important you keep your vibration up, because that's going to create your momentum to get to where you want to get, whether that's going to be your innovative work, whether that's finding a job to suit your adventures, whatever it is, because you really do need to come out with a new plan, a new goal. You need to map out a new goal of what you want to happen in your future. Because as soon as you get that done and you start working towards it, the universe is going to be just handing it to you. You're going to notice in the near future, your sexual intensity will also increase out of nowhere. Okay? You will either learn to this is what I'm going to say. You want to alchemize it correctly, you're going to need to fight the sexual intensity, okay? Because that is going to be the dark side coming in, trying to kind of sideswipe you. If you give in to that sexual intensity and release yourself, someone else can take that energy, whoever you're releasing it to or whoever you're talking to, that is turning you on, right? They can actually take that manifestation energy and they can go manifest their own shit. So you need to hold it back, and you need to wait to release it until you're alone. You'll either learn to prosper from these changes that the universe is going to be giving you when they're testing you, or you're going to get overwhelmed and it's just going to be a ticking time bomb and you're going to ruin it. It's literally yes or no. The universe is also saying they really want you to be yourself. They want you to be honest with yourself about how you feel about the people, places, and things that you're doing that are in your life. Okay? Don't give answers to please someone else or to make someone else feel better, because that's what Pisceans do. You're gonna need to really own your own shit now. Okay? You need to be honest. Sit down and really evaluate who you're around. How do they make you feel? Do they leave you drained and tired when you're done dealing with them? Cut them off. If you're completely exhausted, drained, and wore the fuck out, you don't need them. Okay? They're telling you that you're going to be a chameleon in this cycle. So you're going to find yourself really, really changing who you are to fit the person that you're around in that moment. You need to be careful doing that because you'll lose yourself, right? So it's very important that you take alone time after you do that. Throughout the day, you need to take alone time with no one else around and process what you did with each person, how you acted with each person, and then ask yourself, who am I really? Because when you do that, the universe is showing you, if you do choose the innovative route, the universe is showing you how to attune yourself to someone, right? So that you are appealing, so that they do want to work with you, so that they find interest in you. Okay, it's actually a tool that the universe is trying to teach you in this cycle. But if you don't do it correctly, you're gonna lose yourself, and once you do that, it's a setback. And you'll know, you've had relationships, you've lost yourself in relationships, same type of thing. So just be aware, mindfulness throughout the day when you're dealing with people and shit comes out your mouth and you're like, whoa, what the fuck was that? Like, I don't really do that. Just know that the universe is kind of overriding you and you're being the chameleon at the moment. Anxiety will come with all of this, okay? You're going to learn to acknowledge your mistakes. So this is a twofold cycle. So you're learning the chameleon side, but at the same time, the universe wants to see if you're mindful enough to catch that mistake. The spouting out the mouth that, what you said was untrue. Even though it's part of your chameleon lesson. They want you to still acknowledge to yourself inside that that's not facts about you. In order to make the changes needed in your life, you've got to look at what you're doing wrong. Okay? This cycle is not about you did this to me, you make me feel like this. No. That's not this cycle. This cycle is, what did you do? So at the end of each day, you need to ask yourself, all right, I did this with so-and-so. How do I think that made them feel? Could I have done this differently? Could I have maybe have said that comment instead of this comment? It's like, you're going to review, you're your own supervisor. You're going to review your work at the end of the day and make sure that it's up to par. There's a quote the universe gave to me for you, and it says, there's only one success: to be able to spend your life in your own way and not give others absurd, maddening claims upon it. So, are you doing what you want to do, or are you doing what they want to do all day, every day? Are you running them around because you want to? Or are you doing it because you're a Piscean and you feel bad and you're a nurturer and you don't want to let anyone down, so you're going to do it, even though in the back of your head you're fucking tired and you don't want to get in that car and you don't want to drive? Are you spending your life the way you want to, or are you doing it because they want you to? Attracting money. You're going to learn to use your natural innovation. Okay, this is what they're saying the end here. If you play these lessons out right, this is what's going to be coming for you. Learn to use your natural innovation and communication abilities. The chameleon is going to bring you your communication abilities, okay? Late bloomer. Now, I know because your age, you're probably like, oh, I don't have all this time. I'm already so-and-so. This is going to take another 50, 60. No. You're on the fast track. Okay, they're getting you right to the point on the lessons, and you have the ability to actually complete them correctly because you've already figured out how to alchemize shit. Your abundance for money is going to be, for Path 5, it's going to be something that doesn't come in until all life experiences have been touched on. So, like I said, divine timing. There is no right now, oh, I'm too old for this. No. Your money is going to come after you have learned all walks of life, all situations you can experience, all emotions that you can run into. I mean, once you get like a good jack of all trades type of feel of it, is when you're going to see the money start to come, because something's going to click in there for you. The financial journey for Life Path 5 is always going to be ups and downs, okay? That is just part of that life path that you're on right now. The only way that that is going to stop for Life Path is if you learn how to master stability, okay? And that comes down to the discipline and the routine, right? And the compromise. You master the stability, but you also master healthy financial habits. So not going off on a whim and spending sporadically for the adventure that you didn't plan for. Now, I have some exciting news for you, so take out a pen and paper. It says your financial turning points, if you pay attention to the lessons you're in and you stay mindful about your energy and how you feel and stuff like that, yada, 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 these are going to be the time that you see your financial either increase or decrease, okay? It's very important that you stay mindful because you want these increases. You want the gifts to come in for passing the lessons. Life Path 5 is on an 8-year cycle, okay? So every 8 years, you can expect a change up. You're either going to go up or down based on how you spent those 8 years. So 2027 is going to be your cycle change up for finances, okay? And that's based off of how you spent the last 8 years. So if you want somewhat of a good change up, really try to be as mindful as you possibly can for 2026. Then for 2028 is when your next 8 years is going to begin, okay? And in 2036 is when the next switch up is going to happen for you. So, in 2028 is the start of when you need to buckle down on really, really being mindful and knowing your lessons and trying to focus on that stability and that routine and, tapping into your creativity for the innovation and making sure that there's nobody in your field that is taking from your energy, okay? The Most High's message for you is going to be Proverbs 11:16, chapters 12 and 13, or verse 12 and 13, excuse me. And you're going to stop at 14, okay? So it says, to reach abundance and prosperity and a financial shift for 2027, you need to read this section and apply it to your life and live by it. So the Most High is actually being nice because he's cutting you a break right now, saying that if you want to see the increase by 2027, go read Proverbs 11:16, verse 12 and 13, stop at 14, and apply it to your life. And he'll be kind enough to gift you with that increase. Now, when it came to the tarot cards, okay, let me pull up. I had, the tarot cards that I pulled came out with a message that kind of, made me feel like, I don't know if I want to share this with them, just because, your name breakdown was so positive, and then it, like, boom, hit you with something kind of dark and let down in a way. But when I pulled up the EMF reader today, my spirit reader, it gave me the same message as the cards that I pulled for you. So I'm going to read you the EMF reader's message, okay? And you can take it how you want to. But just keep in mind, like I said in the beginning, these readings don't always just have your energy attached to it. It could be somebody within your neighborhood that you spend every day with. It could be a family member. I mean, best friend, you know what I mean? Like, so if it's not something that sounds like it's really for you, try to think about the people around you. And if it still doesn't apply, just keep it in the back of your mind, because it could be a message coming for a future situation that's going to happen. Okay. So for the cards, when I pulled them, I got that there is a situation with a partner of yours that really left you kind of in the unknown, that you were not aware that either your brother or a friend that is brother-like was sleeping with a woman that you knew. Now, it could have also been that you were sleeping with your brother or brother-like friend's woman and they didn't know, okay? But either way, somebody was sleeping with somebody and didn't let the other person know. And this was happening when they would leave work. They would leave on lunch break and go do this, okay? So these were during work hours, and I mean, it may not be your woman. I mean, maybe it's a brother or a brother friend like type of person that is sleeping with another coworker's woman. I mean, you really got to think about how the information I'm giving you, how you can apply it to other things, and see if maybe oh yeah, that could be it. Now, what I'm telling you isn't for you to just go crazy on everyone and, start looking and talking to people sideways. That's not it at all. This information would just be used as like guidance for something you're not seeing. People that are in their situations don't always see what is happening from an outside view. So it'd just be guidance on how to help you maneuver the situation for when you are confronted with the info. Okay. So I'm going to read what the EMF reader says. It says mentally unstable or something unbelievable and intense. Okay. Then it says they're eating food at a regular time and counting money in the form of bills or coins while thinking about something they desire to happen. So this sounds like someone's on lunch break, possibly cashed their check, and is wanting to go meet up with somebody, right? Thinking about winning a contest or a challenge. Now, when I heard that, my mind instantly went like, oh, did somebody make a bet with their friend about doing something to someone? Or that's where my mind went. It says this contest or challenge is going to involve telling a story that is real or imagined that describes events. So this person may not have really followed through with the bet and they're just lying, right? So this is where discernment's gonna have to come in. Like, does this sound believable? Is that you're an investigator, right? You investigate shit, so they may need your abilities to help them through this. Somebody's name is Nathan, okay? And Nathan was brought up. It says someone you care about and trust didn't want you, or you didn't want them to be without something that you or they needed or wanted. So this sounds like somebody's got money problems. So somebody came over and was like, hey, I got you. What do you need? It says you or them are going through a great length of time without this thing. So there could be something that you need to purchase, or you haven't been able to purchase, and you come through for somebody, or they come through for you to help get this item, but you've been doing it for a while. Then it says they're waiting on their reading and worried that they'll miss it, feeling unhappy or sorrowful. You have yet to get it done. So I took that as you were upset that, we agreed to get this reading done, but you hadn't gotten it in time. And I apologize, but I told you my process, and that everybody's got to do that with me. Sorry. And I was having recording issues too. But, don't be sorrowful, okay, or unhappy, because it's actually positive. And also be careful, because watching the tarots can get addicting, and if you're not using discernment on those videos, they can cause slight mental health issues to arise, okay? Says something you're going without is forcing you to use your mind and imagination. Something inevitable is going to happen. A student is going to be walking with a male sibling. They are planning something. They plan to take something. There is no principle or law there to guide behavior. They're going to do something that ends up linking a secret or romantic affair. So there's going to be something that comes out, and I don't know if it says students, so I don't know if these are like young school age or if these are like college kids, but they're gonna plan on getting into, some no good preteen bad behavior, right? It reminds me of like trying to steal some alcohol or something from your parents' cabinet, and they end up catching somebody with somebody that they shouldn't be. That could be it too, so you just never know. But I am going to go on ahead and pull a few more cards to see if I can get some more information on that situation for you, just because it is kind of a little off and intriguing a little bit. Let's see. Our Spirit, for this personal reading, can you please tell me what it is talking about with the two people that are exposing an affair? So it says they keep comparing themselves to them. Next time, they need to be told that this isn't a race or a competition. Let's help each other. So somebody's in competition. They thought what they did or do is just something small. So somebody must have made a move or a comment or something. They just thought it was something small. Then this one says, are your parents too involved? So now I'm starting to feel like somebody might possibly be crossing the lines and doing something with a child. All the rest of it just talking about protecting your energy, things like that. So let's see if we can get some more info. And it was saying something about somebody starts to run super fast away from somebody and into a house or a business. So it says it is now safe for you to make that move towards a relationship, job, or home. Take a leap, faith, and changes that you were considering. So go on ahead and make those moves now. It says you've been waiting patiently and you try to keep yourself positive and motivated, but now it's getting too hard. You need results. So universe is really, really wanting you to go on ahead and make that move towards whatever change you've been thinking about. Says it's been a while since I could hold my head up high. I've come clean with myself. I know what type of person I am. And remember, I said that is what they wanted you to do. This was the cycle where you were going to be honest with yourself and make sure that you're checking in on your emotion. This is telling you to sit down and make a pros and cons list with the people that want to be in your life. They don't have to do it with you. Maybe you just do it, but you need to start evaluating the people around. This says, time to realize how many people are in the world, so stop allowing something that wasn't meant to be or make you feel good. It's the end of the world, like it's the end of the world. So stop allowing people to have an effect on your emotions and thoughts so much. Spirit, can we get a reveal on this affair energy? It says your third eye is about to open and you're receiving guidance. It's time to move through some challenges. There is a gold digger around you that you need to be aware of. It says independence and success. Stop listening to others and how they think, and think for yourself. So yeah, stop letting others tell you what you need to do or what you want to do or how to do things, no matter who they are. This says good friend and sincere lover. Slightly dangerous with being too friendly and flirty. This man is skillful, brave, and represents a friend. Together, you are wealthy and intelligent. So this could be you. You could be making someone feel like you're coming on too strong with the flirtation, okay? Or this could be a man that's doing it to you and you're not that way. Just know that if it is a man doing it to you, just lay the lines down that you're not that way, but be aware that this person has potential to be extremely wealthy, so maybe a good business partner. But if it's you and you're coming on too strong, you could be scaring off someone that could help you be making more money. Says there is an unexpected change that is swiftly coming in. For this is a male or father figure to you. And we have you've been tapping into abilities since you were a child. Here we have someone who is or needs to dive into their career and focus. Don't let people and the materials distract you. You will be well rewarded and appreciated for the work. So Divine really does want you to just stop focusing on people around you and really put the time into yourself. I'm going to try one more deck to see if I can get more info on that affair, but I have a feeling it may not have happened yet, and it's going to be something coming in the future. It says hope, positivity, renewal, inspiration, healing, and faith. Okay. About this affair. Abundance, prosperity, security, and manifestation. There is a female whose intuition, spirituality, subconscious, and higher power are in the reverse. So this person is not for the light. They are not for the better of humanity. This person is very selfish, out for themselves and the gain. There's going to be delayed news coming into you. They're planning something. You're going to need to be guarded and quick-witted because this person's coming in chatty and distracting, and this is the one that has the secret. Okay, so I do believe it might be a woman, a grown adult, possibly someone that you have dated or have been wanting to date or just been flirting about, kind of exploring it, and this person has done something with somebody you are close with. Okay, so that is it for the reading. Like I said, you do have a loved one that keeps peering in, so if you want contact with a passed on loved one, let me know. I would love to do that for you too. All right, hope you have a great rest of your weekend.